So there's been a lot of controversy surrounding Far Cry 5 due to the fact that there's been rumors of microtransactions affecting single player progression and stuff like that, basically paying to win in a single player game. So the question is, should you buy it? Should I buy it? Should I just cancel the pre-order, buy some V-Bucks, and then buy some skins? Because why buy a $60 game if I can spend $100 on skins in a free game? You feel me? So, it's your boy, CJ, we back, and I got a pre-release copy of the game, so I'm going to be reviewing Far Cry 5 with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. While Ubisoft has had its downfalls in previous Far Cry titles, one of Ubisoft's biggest strong points is creating a good story, and you'll notice pretty quickly how much was put into the writing and story development for Far Cry 5. You start off in Montana's county, playing the role of a sheriff's deputy sent to capture Joseph Seed and free the county from the rule of a radical Christian cult. The story progresses with you aiding and leading the rebel resistance already present in the county fighting back against the cult. You do this by liberating rebel hostages, clearing cult-controlled outposts, stealing and destroying cult supplies, and eventually killing the cult leaders and the cult's high-value targets. There are 3 regions, each controlled by one cult leader. I call them regions, but you can call them areas, zones, whatever. They're all controlled by one cult leader, John Seed, Faith Seed, and Joseph Seed. They all have their own unique story and role in the cult, which is narrated by Ubisoft pretty good, and it makes the cult seem really realistic and believable. Now, this whole drop into a region, screw a bunch of shit up, and then kill the region leader may sound generic in a sense, as Ubisoft has used this sort of formula in a few of its recent big titles such as Ghost Recon Wildlands and Assassin's Creed Origins. But they've each had their own unique and fun way of going about this formula, and in Far Cry 5's gameplay, it makes every encounter, mission, and side missions, they all feel different each time. There's a big selection of guns to find and purchase in-game with in-game cash that can be customized with tons of attachments like suppressors, extended magazines, scopes, even special bullets that can be purchased to pierce enemy armor or do more damage to enemy vehicles. They also expand on the lack of hand-to-hand combat that they had from previous games and now allow you to carry all types of hand-to-hand combat weapons like poles, bats, shovels, and tons of other stuff that gives you more way to go through missions and encounters instead of just kind of going the old-fashioned sneak around with your silenced gun or snipe everyone from a distance or running guns blazing. So there's also tons of vehicles added to the game, each ranging from sports cars to fancy skins to Range Rovers with mounted machine guns and trucks that can pretty much shoot and ram through just about everything and every roadblock in the game, as well as a perk system that allows you to increase your character's performance in games such as sneaking ability, inventory capacity, and unlocking gadgets like grappling hooks and wingsuits and stuff like that, and parachutes. You can now play through the entire story through co-op, which will make tackling through the story and side missions a lot more fun, but if you prefer to play by yourself, there's also a new feature called Gun for Hire and Thanks for Hire, which allows you to hire a selection of AI and special characters and even animals to aid you through the story. All of these AIs have special abilities that impact your gameplay, such as Pet Boomer, a dog that can scan all enemies automatically, which will save you from looking in your binoculars or scopes for extended periods of time to scope out an area, or my personal favorite, Jesse, who's basically like your personal Katniss Evergreen, who's impossible to detect and can snipe enemies quietly with their bow and arrow. Once you've cleared the game, which I have to say is pretty long, it doesn't end there because they did bring back the feature called Far Cry Arcade that allows you to create your own PvP maps using the map editor. Also, it features props from other Ubisoft titles, which will make almost every time you go into Far Cry Arcade different. Also, you can access the Far Cry Arcade from in-game, so you don't have to go back to the main menu and then switch Far Cry Arcade. You can do it from any one of the low gaming terminals around the map. Also, there are posters and stuff that will take you to it as well. So there's a lot of stuff to do even in the end game. Even though the game is pretty long, there's a lot of stuff that can be done in the game. Now I'm going to quickly go over the performance and graphics because I did get this question. I didn't want to go over this first because I did see an issue with this during pre-release. Also, I wasn't sure if they're going to fix it before I made the video, but because the game's a day away and they haven't fixed it yet, I'm just assuming that this is going to be a problem off release. But the frames do drop on console, yes, even on console, so I can only expect that on PC it may be a bit problematic. The game does run good, like it's not a bad running game, it's not a super not optimized game, it runs really well. But when you are turning, sometimes you may have noticed this throughout watching my videos, when you're like making a full turn or whatever, you're making a sharp turn or whatever, you may notice that the trees just pixelate itself, like the game just goes to shit, like for graphics wise, and it's kind of weird. I'm sure that they can fix this pretty easily. I'm not really sure why this is, or maybe I'm tripping, maybe it's my monitor, I don't think it is, but from what I've noticed from watching other people's gameplays and going through my gameplay and making all my settings maxed up and everything, that was, yeah, it's just the game. So I'm hoping they'll fix that, but don't let it distract you from the fact that the game is beautiful. It's a good game, and it, for the most part, it runs properly. Like, it's not crashing every second, you're not frame dropping every second. Like, I frame dropped once playing the game through this entire week. So I just wanted to quickly put that out because I know PC players will have this problem if we are having this problem on console. So that's all I have to say about that. The last thing I'm going to talk about is microtransactions. Now, there are microtransactions in this game. They're mainly for cosmetics, like buying outfits and the customized guns, all the extra looking guns with the cool camos and stuff like that. They're apparently, I haven't seen this, but this may come later in the game because I did have a pre-release copy and I did not see this so far. But there's supposed to be a microtransaction that allows you to buy perks, which is basically like buying a somewhat single player progression, which I have to point out isn't that serious. But yeah, it's there. Like, as far as I can see, I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard from other people who do have a pre-release copy, it's supposed to be there. Maybe we didn't get it because the pre-release version, they didn't want us to talk about it, I don't know, but it should be in the game that you guys will be picking up in stores. I have no idea. As far as I can see, microtransactions are only cosmetics, so that's pretty much it. Would I buy the game? Yeah, I love Far Cry. I didn't really like Far Cry 4 and Far Cry Primal, but Far Cry 5 is really good. Like, I normally don't review games that aren't good. Like, that's just, I've gotten a lot of Ubisoft games for free and I don't cover it unless I think it's actually good. So take it from me, like, I think it's a good game. If you are into Far Cry, you will enjoy it. Like, it is not like Far Cry 4 and Far Cry Primal. It's pretty damn good. There's a lot of stuff to do, and there are so many ways to go through playing this game. So I hope this answers some questions. If you have any questions, feel free to hit the comment section below. I'll try to answer everything I can. I'll also be making more Far Cry videos covering updates, patches, stuff like that. And if the graphics issue does fix, I will be the first one to let you guys know. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new, because I'll be posting Far Cry content all that I can. Any tips, tricks, everything like that. If you guys need help with anything, let me know. Also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, links are in the description. It's been your boy, see you guys in the next video, and I'm out. Peace.
I didn't think you'd come back. Something started happening. All the fucking Peggy started scrambling around. All the doors started closing, locking us inside. I thought I was gonna be down here forever. All because of him. Him. That fucking piece of shit! He would come down here, and he would just stand there and watch. We were begging for mercy, and he would just fucking watch. There were other people down here with me. We are gonna get them out. And then we are gonna burn this whole fucking place down. Help me. Or stay out of my way.